According to the CDC, there's over 67,000 drug-related deaths in the year of 2018. So today I'm going to promote and I'm going to be talking about the organization called TheFixMinistry that has been dedicated to serving men who come out of the background of addiction and who have been trying to lower these numbers, these horrid statistics, for 2 years now. For about 2 years, two men by the name of Jason Sweezy and Fred Weymouth have decided to erect and develop an organization that's fighting back against the opioid epidemic. This is a long-term program consisting of 12 to 18 months, and it's divided up into 3 stages. So typically when guys come into the program, it's going to start out into your first phase, which is going to be almost like a blackout phase. The men are going to be very restricted and limited to what they can do, and what you would call that is kind of getting your head out of the fog or the clouds and coming back down to reality. So during that 3-month period, there's not a whole lot of communication with the outside world. You're able to, maybe start physically getting fit, maybe starting to do devotions, and really starting to form a community of friends with guys that are in the house. Your second phase of the program is, you're kind of learning how to adjust and acclimate to life being sober. And during your second phase, you're eligible to go out and to maybe learn a trade. There's many connections that they have with local businesses and construction companies and even local churches where they get firsthand experience on building, constructing, serving in the local church, and maintaining their 28-acre local farm. It's a beautiful land that they have out in King William County, and that's another opportunity where men in the program can really, get their hands on experience in maybe gardening or just simple upkeep of property, landscaping, etc. So your third phase of the program is going to be, you've kind of been developed into a Christian mentor or a leader to the newer men who are coming into the program. You've already been there for, maybe roughly 12 to 13 months, and you have a seniority, and you have been disciplined in certain ways, and you're able to teach new guys the same ways that you have been taught. So an important thing that happens here is the founders, they are very well connected with the community as far as, local churches, construction businesses, like I've said. So they're really able to, instead of just saying, okay, you're finished, you go back on the street and kind of figure it out, they say, okay, let's get you connected with the church, let's get you connected with work, let's get you connected to make to complete your GED or schooling or whatever it is. And I think that's a really important factor, and it's needed, especially when you're dealing with people coming out of drug and alcohol related backgrounds. Another idea I want to hone in on is the idea that it's a Christian organization. A lot of people, they associate fear and addiction, and when you're lost in addiction, sometimes it can bring you to a low point of where you feel that there is simply no hope at all. But the idea when you bring Christ into the factor is that we know that there is hope in Christ, and that there is hope to complete in wholly being made new in Christ. So, those are a few ideas that make it such an important factor that it is a biblical program, and there's biblical principles that they attain to. So, this organization, it is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. They don't get any type of federal or government funding, so it is more difficult for them to stay afloat and to stay, feeding. One of the things they're charged with is, this is just a very small dynamic of it, is they are charged with feeding, clothing, housing, providing hygiene, and the list goes on and on. But those are just a few small things that they're charged with fulfilling to these men who are staying in their residential facility. And being that they don't get government funds, it's a little bit harder. It's a lot harder to keep that promise. However, they do it with the support from local churches, businesses, etc. So one thing I want to encourage you to do today is to look deep down and see if you want to be a participant in helping change someone's life. Because although you may not be directly an instrument in changing someone's life, but if you contribute financially to this cause, you can be the matter of someone who may get some food, who may have clothes to wear, who may have soap, who may have shoes and things like that. And if you look at it in that manner, then you will actually see that you are an instrument in making an impact in someone's life, in helping keep this ministry afloat and active in helping save people's lives from the background of addiction or drugs or homelessness to complete restoration in Christ. So consider today supporting a great cause and help make a difference today and help us lower this number according to what the CDC says. Thank you very much for your support.